in a while. And the first one was kind of a bigger mistake in the end. But anyway, I wanted to bring you guys out to the pasture and talk a little bit about this. This is something that I learned from, well, part of this is something that I learned from the Reverence Farm posts that they do occasionally. Well, no, they do all the time, but occasionally they talk about pasture, and they are well, just look them up. You'll see what they are. Um, anyway, it can be expensive to use carbon to start out. However, I wanted to talk to you about how it can be sourced in a cheaper manner. So basically what you see out here covering the seed that I planted, and then you'll see the grass that came back from last year. But I'm just going to kind of pan around here and show you how much carbon there is here. So a lot of that is straw, and then this really light colored stuff is actually oh my goodness, now I'm gonna have a hard time remembering. It's a grass, really fine grass, Bermuda grass. And what happened is I sourced that from uh, a lady that had posted on Facebook in a local group that her horse, she bought it for her horse and her horses weren't eating it. And so I got it for really cheap. And then this thicker stuff you see here, the straw, the darker colored area is straw. This straw that's on the pasture is actually from our garden, our upper space garden. We had like two or three bales of straw that were years old. Our son was and my husband was using them for bow archery practice. And so they had been sitting out there. In fact, they had crabgrass growing throughout it. So that was basically free. But, well, I mean, it cost us money in the beginning, but that was years ago. And uh, so there's lots of ways to source that carbon, as yes, it could get expensive depending on the size of the pasture you're growing. But just put on your Facebook pages, put a ad out for in search of old moldy hay or old moldy straw, unsellable straw. Reach out to your hunters and your bowmen associations, because no doubt you'll be able to come across some, non-sellable stuff or stuff that they'll sell to you for at a discounted price. But that's how I was able to blanket this whole pasture. I did source some from my sister and brother-in-law, but that all went towards building our compost that actually helped um, make this pasture area more fertile. So the big pile that I had growing last year was actually used to put all throughout this pasture. Because if you remember, so where that green starts, there we go, over here. No, over here. That's where the pasture originally started last year when we had the old panels up that Coco broke out of. And this whole section, let me go out here. This whole section